Hey y'all, this is Tim Flood from Rural Land Watch, and welcome back to the Selling Your Land in Oklahoma series. I want to continue answering some basic questions, and the third question I get a lot is, how can I use Google to perform a title search on my property in Oklahoma? So in this video, I'm going to show you how I do my basic title research when looking at a property. So let's say you inherited some property from a family member, a grandpa perhaps, and someone mentioned there may be an issue with the title because some family member quit claim the property to someone else or whatever. You know, for these family situations, they can get muddy and murky and whatever. So I'm going to show you what I do. To research a property. And I'm going to tell you this first and foremost, this is a very complicated process, and this is not legal advice, and I'm not qualified to give you legal advice. And ultimately, the answer to the question is, how can I do a title search on my property in Oklahoma is really, it goes back to that abstract and attorney's opinion that I've been telling you about. The most important thing is the abstract and attorney's opinion. You and I are not qualified to understand all the various complex legal issues that can surround land and relationships and families and all that stuff. So ultimately, the best answer is to get a realtor. However, I'm going to show you a couple of resources um, that that I have used to kind of get a handle on properties and to do research. The first is a website called okcountyrecords.com. Here's the homepage of it. Well, here's their map. So every county in blue, they have the court records going back as far as are available, scanned in. So let's just pick one here, push Mataha County. And let me just show you. So here's the search bar. So let's just search. My corporate name is Outpost Traders. And so let's just search for Outpost Traders. Boom. OK County Records. These are all the properties that Outpost Traders is associated with somehow. And so you can see warranty deeds, joint Tennessee warranty deeds from Outpost to Emmett Wells, warranty deed, journal entry, quick claim deed. All of this is recorded. This is just one search, right? So these are many hundreds and thousands of records. In fact, if you ever get a chance, it's pretty cool. Go down to the county courthouse and go ask to look at the records room, and it'll just be, you don't have to spend a lot of time down there, but just get an idea of the magnitude of volumes of information recorded there in hard copy. And there are just shelves and shelves and shelves and shelves of books and books. And of course, the bigger the county, but I've done some in East Texas and Oklahoma and kind of wandered around looking for stuff. It's very complicated and really needs a professional. So anyway, here's the OK County Records. And what happens is, again, with this abstract, let's make up a thing and let's go back to the beginning of time in Oklahoma. Statehood was 1907. Let's say that a man named John Smith was granted some land, 160 acres, and then maybe he sold some off. And so he would be the owner and would be the grantee from the state patent, right? And then he becomes the grantor, and then someone else, John Smith and then Fred Smith. So John sells to Fred. Fred becomes the grantee. And then let's say Fred sells the next generation. So Fred wills it to Tom Smith, and then he's the grantor, grantee, and then Tom is the grantor and sells it and so forth, all the way back, all the way through time. And they'll just keep track of that. And so, so if you were to go and look at this one here, I'm the grantor, grantee. So Outpost Traders in this property is the grantee, whereas Pamela Mulder, Pamela Selicki, and Harold Keller are the grantors. And if we go back the next step before them, we would see where they were the grantee and someone else granted was the grantor. And again, this is all, it just, a lot of things can happen in marriages and divorces and deaths and wills and probate, and all that all impacts all that. So this is really not a do-it-yourself project. But this website is a good one to look at. Here's something else that can be a helpful tip. On your legal description, many times in Oklahoma in particular, so what they did, and this is based off of, I believe, Thomas Jefferson's survey method. He bought the Louisiana Purchase and bought most of America. And he took giant grids and cut them down into smaller grids and cut those smaller grids down into smaller grids. And so Oklahoma is based on this particular system of survey. Sections, townships, and ranges, and each little square is chopped up into smaller squares. So to read this legal description is the east half of the northeast of the northeast of the southeast of section 31, township 5, range 22, section township. Yeah. So, and then here's what I wanted to draw your attention to. These book numbers can be very helpful. So book, volume, book. So we can go back over here to Outpost Traders and we can do a modified search. And this is going to be Latimer County. So let's do this. Let's go back to the home page here. Latimer County. And we've done a bunch of stuff in Latimer County as well. So you can look, and here's Outpost Traders. These are all of our, in fact, 2 pages here. So this is, we've done quite a bit of stuff in Latimer County. And so here's all of the transactions with Outpost Traders associated with them. But look at this. Here's something we can do with this. With these numbers over here, book and page, we can go to, let's start from the very beginning. Let's go to Latimer County. Let's go to advanced search. And so here in the advanced search column here, see all books. And this is going to be recorded from most recent over here to most furthest back in history back the other way. You can see these numbers get bigger. So we're going to look at book 863. And then page 821. So here we have book and pages. So we're at book 863. So we're trying to get pretty far back. We're trying to get to page 821. Okay. So here we are right here. So Larry Stover was the grantor. Outpost Traders was the grantee. In other words, Larry Stover was the seller. We were the buyer. And then, of course, in the next round of transactions, Outpost Traders would move to the grantor and John Smith would move to the grantee. And then here they all are. And you can go back in time and search the other direction as well. And again, I'm just really going to caution you that this is really best left to the professionals. The other thing that you can do that I have done to some great success is a hack that I figured out to this that's cheaper than an attorney is a landman. So you can just say hire Oklahoma Petroleum Land. All right, let's see here. Landman Association. Okay, so there was a website that I have posted on, and I joined a membership. That the membership is free, and you post anyway. A landman is a specific title within the petroleum industry, and their job is to research mineral rights in the same way that I'm talking about surface rights and this process here of grantor grantee. So the landman skill is designed to research everything below the ground where the minerals and the oil would be. But regardless, the skill set is the same for properties for surface rights up above the ground, so you can determine who owns land. And so you can just kind of get involved online and just look, I found this and I joined a forum, and you can just post a post and people will reach out to you. I've had dozens and dozens and dozens of landmen reach out to me. They're just hungry for work, and if things are slow in the oil field, you can hire one cheap. If things are busy in the oil field, you probably can't hire one as cheap. But there's just lots of ways to find this landman. And so for $200 or $300, they know how to read this and they know how to do this. And so that's really a good workaround that I found. If you do not want to, it's like a step before the attorney. So we'll hire a landman to kind of evaluate potential buys to determine if we want to go this full abstract and attorney route. They know how to read these chains of titles, and they can sort of make kind of some professional, some educated guesses about what you might run into when trying to buy or sell a property. So all that being said, this really applies to liens too. The first thing I'm going to tell you is the best solution is to hire an attorney. Secondarily, I'm going to tell you that this site, OK County Records, can be helpful. And thirdly, I'm going to tell you to hire a petroleum landman if you just want to do kind of a cursory investigation and get a feel for it before you spend the money on an attorney. So I hope all that's helpful. And if you have any questions or comments as it relates to this, don't hesitate to reach out to me, Tim@rurallandwatch.com. Thanks.